How many of you always want your YouTube video or Netflix movie to load as fast as possible? Wouldn't you be angry if your internet provider started to purposely slow down your YouTube or Netflix videos? Well, of course you would be, but we actually must consider many aspects before we reach a definitive decision. Net neutrality is a very complex issue, but I will inform you on the arguments for and against net neutrality, and a potential middle ground on this issue. This topic is close to me as I am a computer engineering major, and I have kept up with this topic extensively. I also have a great deal of experience with the dynamics of the internet, as I have created many of my websites on my own. The internet is important to all of us, and we all agree it has become an integral part of our life. Net neutrality is currently a hot topic, and the implications of it are so big that it is important that everyone have a bit of basic knowledge about it. Net neutrality deals with our favorite topic, money. It mainly deals with the economics of the internet. Who should pay for the infrastructure? To begin to understand net neutrality, we must begin with a formal definition of net neutrality and understand how the internet works. In its simplest sense, the concept of net neutrality is to treat all traffic the same way and to keep the internet open. The FCC defines an open internet as, quote, it uses free, publicly available standards that anyone can access and build to, and it treats all traffic that flows across the network in roughly the same way. For example, a subscriber to Comcast cable internet will have a video load from Comcast.com at the same speed as a YouTube video. Giving a detailed look about the internet would probably take us the whole day, but we will focus on the cost of supporting a stable network with bandwidth-intensive applications. Today's Netflix and YouTube streaming can use vast amounts of bandwidth. In fact, according to Netflix's help documents, just 1 hour of HD video consumes 3 gigabytes. 1 minute of YouTube video in high definition consumes over 100 megabytes. Imagine a whole nation doing this, and the costs network operators must bear to continually upgrade their networks to support this bandwidth. This leads us nicely to the arguments for and against net neutrality. One argument for net neutrality is that internet providers are simply gouging consumers and businesses, and are just simply looking for new ways to make more revenue. Broadband companies are turning in record profits. According to Ars Technica, Comcast made over $1.9 billion in profit in the first quarter of 2014. That's just 3 months. Internet providers in the United States already charge one of the highest prices per megabyte of download speed. Let's compare this to our international peers. As you can see in this graphic, the US charges by far the most per megabyte of download speed. We charge around $2.90 per megabyte of high download speed, while other nations charge just about 30 cents in Japan and 29 cents in South Korea. Another argument for net neutrality is that net neutrality encourages innovation and freedom. Google, Facebook, YouTube, and other sites were all possible because of net neutrality. Imagine internet providers charging small startups exorbitant fees to use their network. Many sites would probably not be able to afford it. Others fear that if there were no net neutrality, internet providers might block competing services and force customers to use their own services. For example, Comcast internet subscribers would be forced to use Comcast email service instead of our favorite, Gmail. Now, we must look on the other side. One argument against net neutrality is that internet providers should be able to charge more for bandwidth-intensive applications. As we've seen before, streaming services use a lot of bandwidth. It isn't fair to put all the burden on internet providers. Some costs should be borne by the streamers. This can be likened to using your neighbor's house as a warehouse to deliver goods for free. Another argument against net neutrality is that net neutrality would limit incentives for internet providers to expand their network. In a Washington Post article, John Thorne, a senior executive at Verizon, was quoted as saying, quote, "The network builders are spending a fortune constructing and maintaining the networks that Google intends to ride on with nothing but cheap servers. It is enjoying a free lunch that should, by any rational count, be the lunch of the facilities providers." According to a Wall Street Journal columnist, Brett Swanson, internet content providers' stinginess could ultimately backfire. High-speed broadband would be available in less places. The dynamics of net neutrality are obviously complicated, but some respected economists, Robert Hahn and Scott Wallstein, have proposed some solutions. To increase competition with internet providers, Wallstein and Hahn believe that the FCC should loosen restrictions on wireless licensing. This would create a host of new internet providers, loosening the monopoly of internet providers in most communities. With more providers, the idea that internet providers could censor content from competing services is greatly reduced. People can simply go to another provider. These two economists also believe that we should take a free market approach to net neutrality. Let providers operate and strike deals they believe fit. The government should only intervene in cases where antitrust issues occur. For example, the government should only intervene if Comcast started charging Netflix unjust fees to carry their streaming services. This is no different from how other industries operate. Net neutrality is a complex issue, and there are merits for and against net neutrality. There is no easy or clear solution to this complex issue. The decisions regarding net neutrality will greatly affect us all, as the internet has become a key component of our lives. As informed citizens, we must decide for ourselves what we believe is right for net neutrality going forward. This is a fight just as important as the freedom of press, the right to bear arms, and free speech. Thank you.